Welcome to Beyond the Box. Today we're speaking with Jen Rolfe, who is the Managing Partner at the agency Rainger Rolfe. Thank you for coming today, Jen.
No worries.
So Jen, you've had immense experience in the agency world. What would be your one or two gold nuggets for client-side marketers on getting the best out of their agency partners?
That's a really good question. And it'd be lovely to think that client-side marketers were thinking like that, as opposed to the delivery of an output, but actually furthering and developing their relationship. I think there's probably about four things that I'd suggest. First is that the marketer invests in the relationship. When you invest yourself in it, you form deeper relationships with people. And, you know, to be blunt, agencies are eager to please. And they'll go further, harder, faster for you when they feel that they have a true relationship with you.
They have a vested interest.
Yeah, they get more out of it. And I think that's probably the kind of one of the most significant things that you can do, is to invest yourself in it. And that means investing time, being honest with them, being fair and sharing, you know,
it's
sharing
kind of
the
like being naked, sort of like being a real person. Not literally naked, but sort of being
It's an interesting approach,
yeah.
probably. But it is, yeah, I think you're right. I mean, it's that bit of it, that bringing yourself to it and realising that they're there to help you and not there to hinder you is where you get the most out of your agency. The second thing is probably to be really open with them and to share the information. Don't hide it. I mean, give it willingly. If you're a partner, you're all in it together, you know, it's the best of the combination of the two of you that you'll get something bigger. The third thing is probably around learning to give feedback. In agencies, you have different people with different skills. And in line with that, you get different people who can handle feedback in different ways. And learning to give constructive feedback well can really make the relationship, and it can also further your relationship with your creative team. And that's also what you kind of want to get close to with your agency, is understanding the people who are working on your business creatively and how you can inspire them
and get the best out of it.
To have a trusted, calm, you know, collaborative partnership environment for them to present to you, because then you get the stuff that's sort of maybe a little bit off brief, but actually could be amazing. And that's probably the final thing, is how you foster creativity in your team, because not everybody knows everything or has the right answer, but it's going to be through the sharing of those ideas and the development of them that you get something truly wonderful. And I think the best clients that I've worked with are those people that are those things. They're honest and fair, they share, they're open, they learn to give feedback well, and they really foster creativity. And so I think that's
open collaboration.
Yeah, it's the way. It's the truth, man.
In today's environment of digital innovation and the enormity and the variety of data that's out there, what are the biggest challenges you see client marketers having to deal with at the moment?
People talk about digital. I mean, digital is massive. Like, it's like, you know, one end of the room to the other. And that's probably the first thing, is just narrowing down specifically what digital means. Does it mean in the collection and recording of data? Is it in the translation of the creative idea? Is it in the response that we require? And so that's a massive issue for clients and for us to understand which bits we're trying to join up. It gets easier, but you have to be open and involved in the environment and be scanning for those technologies and those developments all of the time. And you have to realise there's people who are probably more skilled and more educated and have more experience, and bringing them in at the right time. I think that's one of the big challenges, is working that out and letting it go. The biggest challenge that I have with clients is getting them to realise that data is a digital tool, that the data that they collect on their clients and the transactional behaviour they put behind that is a huge asset, digital asset for them, and putting that into the digital asset box.
Yeah. So, and are there any other things that you're advising your clients to do in order to deal with this?
It's kind of specific to the nature of it. The first thing is to collect data. You'd be really surprised. I mean, and I understand why, because it's an expensive endeavour. But there are a number of clients and customers who that we work with who don't have the ability or the resources to do it, and that's not ideal. In the next 10 years, they're going to really regret it. And so there's some conversations today around starting big, but I'd also encourage people to start small, you know, and look at it, and look at how they're using their different channels to collect the data, be it social media, transactional behaviour, customer information, all of those things, and how they aggregate it.
In today's environment of digital innovation and the enormity and the variety of data that's now available to people, what's the biggest challenges you see for client marketers?
I think initially it's getting control of the length and breadth of it, because the digital, when people say digital, that's a really huge discussion. That's from, the data to the transaction to the channel to, everything in between, the media, the creative, the way that you deliver it. It's massive, and you can't help but kind of worry when clients talk about digital where they're actually going on that conversation. But I think the first thing is starting the journey. There are a significant number of clients out there who haven't actually started it properly yet, and it's reducing the barriers of fear around that and making sure that it's strategic and it's targeted, but it's setting them up to have digital assets for the future. And the biggest thing about, for me, is making sure that's around customer data, because that is the translation or the currency by which I can have a relationship with you and add meaning. I'd just say within the digital environment, I really believe in gamification. I think that's a really powerful tool that we'll see more of in the future, and because I know it works. I see people engaging with brands because they're getting something out of it transactionally.
Even if it's a bit of fun.
A bit of fun, yeah, and bonding and involving in them. Data is not about size, it's about what you do with it, and it's getting to know customers, and being involved with what their transaction with you is as a business. That's where I think, when people talk digital, that's where my mind goes to, and that's probably one of the biggest challenges, I think.
So are there any sort of other bits of advice you're giving to clients at the moment, other than what you've just said?
I think finding partners who can help you across all the little bits of it. Like, it'd be rare that you would find one that just can cover all the bases of a digital industry. So you're looking for people who can bring specialist skills in specific ways and not be frightened about that, and admitting that you don't know. It's quite a deep topic, and I think you can be easily swayed inappropriately if you don't seek the right advice.
Yep. So you mean like sort of at different stages of the digital journey, you have different specialists who specialise in even things like collection. Exactly. Programming, all those sorts of different things. Yeah,
and it's not an end-to-end solution, digital. It's sort of, specialists come in and out. And it's just, I think, the first page is getting the strategy right. It's sitting down and saying, okay, what actually we need this to do? And I personally build that around a customer relationship management program. So I look at how many customers do we need to acquire? How are we going to get them to buy more? How are we going to thank them, and how are we going to keep them? And that's basically the 4 quadrants that you just run to. And it makes it really simple.
So from what I understand, you were the general manager of Such and Such Interactive New Zealand for about 4 years.
Yes.
So considering the digital environment that we work in today, is there even a need for specialists, interactive specialists or online divisions within organisations anymore? Yeah,
it kind of almost speaks to a time when agencies were coming through from being very brand focused and specific to certain media channels, and that the role was trying to be a conversation starter in that space. We also had clients, large telecom clients, who were looking to make the most of digital advertising, because I could see that's where the audience were going. I don't think there's a requirement now. I think that to be participating and advising clients sensibly, you have to have those skills.
It's just a prerequisite now.
It is. I think that sort of, the conversation is well started now, and I think there's, a swell of voices to it. I don't think anybody would be particularly impressed by that right now, sadly.
So that's just how fast things are changing, essentially. So 4 years ago there was a role, and now it's completely gone. Yeah,
I think, one of the big things in agencies now is seeing, and I'm really pleased to see it, a lot more client service people talking about the customer as a single, not as a group. One-to-one marketing is a lot more common in agencies now than one-to-many.
Is that because I guess it's the change of technology means you can talk to the customer one-to-one a lot more and gather information at an individual level?
Both ways, yeah, and that's what we want, when we sit with our phones or our devices now, I'm like, give me what I want, know what you want to tell me.
So, thinking across the next 12 months, what is, I know it's 12 months, things can change so much, but what is the one thing you think marketers need to get right in the next 12 months, from what you've sort of seen in your crystal ball?
I think understanding customer data and making sure that you're working out how you build that as an asset for yourselves is the future. That's the thing. Every business I'm involved with, that's what I'm saying, is how do we understand who they are, where they live? Because there's a really strong commercial value to that, protecting it and enhancing it, and growing your business through that. We can do it. It's easy. It's cost effective. It's
not as scary as probably.
It's not scary, and if you've got the strategy, of, you know, what
Clearly why you want to do that then.
it's a simple conversation and something that you should be, you know, over the next 12 months vesting yourself in doing. That would be my strongest advice.
And my last question for the day, are there any other pearls or words of wisdom that you can tell our viewers out today that's about how they can cope with this changing environment?
I think having an approach of stay curious and you know, involving yourself in the industry and taking the time to turn up to things and try new things it has to be part and parcel of a marketer's sort of cloak of magic. You know, we've got to be involving and considering what's coming next. We've got to have an opinion on it. I think we've got to take the time to research and understand what the opportunities might be. That's kind of our role in our business. And I think when I look at clients for their future, the ones that are going to be successful are the ones that are embedding sort of a culture of innovation now. And the people, it's not a department, it's not a badge or a name or a title, it's an attitude. And I think those are the businesses that when I work with them, you can see it, that there's a fearlessness and a bravery to them, and that's
They're embracing change and
and
innovating.
an energy, and that's who you want to surround yourself with. The marketing team, you know, should be the people who are bringing those values and those kind of exciting ideas to the table. We have to have, you know, we've got to contribute.
Excellent. Thank you so much for coming today, Jen. It's been really interesting to hear all your insights.
All right, thank you very much.